Hey everybody, welcome back. This is going to be game number 3 between WhiteRa and TLO. This is the conclusion of this series in the ESL Cup, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen this game. It is finally here, TLO versus WhiteRa, Terran versus Protoss, and the map that has been chosen to be played on is going to be... What is this map? It is Xel'Naga Caverns, I believe. My memory just completely blanked there, but it is Xel'Naga Caverns. I'm like 90% sure. And actually, this map is pretty fair, I think. This is probably the most balanced map right now in Starcraft 2. Or one of the most balanced. Protoss versus Zerg may be a little bit difficult, but I think Terran versus Protoss fairly balanced. One thing that can happen a lot of times on this map is that Protoss will go for 3-gate Robo. That's a very nice aggressive opening, which WhiteRa seems to favor quite a bit. And a lot of times Terran players will get kind of caught inside their main base, and it becomes a very difficult position to move out. And if that's the case, a lot of times Terrans will just go for drops, which TLO is very good with, and they'll go around the side and perimeter of the map and then just drop right into the Protoss main. So that's one of the metagame strategies that has kind of evolved on this map that I've noticed. And one thing that Protoss players will often do is put pylons on the perimeter of the map. They'll put a pylon here, they'll put a pylon over here, and it really helps them see when dropships come, especially the good Protoss players. When they can look at the minimap, they see the little red dot, just move past the pylon, and then they're able to deal with that quite easily. So that's just one little predictor that we might see on this game. Hopefully this is going to be a nice long one, which you know, it's a series conclusion. I'm hoping it will be a nice little 30-minute plus brawl. And it looks like TLO here really still concerned about those proxies. Notice he went behind the bushes here just to check, and his SCV is going to tag the Xel'Naga watchtower once again just to make sure, is there any cheese coming? And like a hungry little mouse I am, like I said before, I really would love to see some cheese. It looks like WhiteRa is not going to be feeding me any of that. He is going to be going for standard gateway, cybernetics core, and assimilator. It looks pretty standard to me right now. TLO is going to be coming in with his SCV just to make sure that everything is looking standard, safe and dandy. And back over at TLO's base, it looks like he is getting quite a fast tech lab this time. I believe we're going to be seeing a second barracks going down pretty soon here. 2 Racks Expo, oftentimes a very good opening. No, we're actually going to be seeing STEM researched right away. Very interesting opening here for TLO, and then an early Marauder. So I think we're just going to be seeing standard bio this game, but we may see some early aggression from TheLittleOne, or possibly we're just going to be seeing one barracks fast expand as well. Anything's possible at this moment in the game. It looks like back over at the Protoss base, TLO trying to get away from that pesky probe. Oh, the probe gets the kill. So TLO in the dark right now, doesn't know what's coming. For all he knows, it could be Twilight Council into DTs, it could be Stargate. It is going to be a robotics facility, however, and we are going to be seeing what seems to be 3-gate Robo. I think that is going to be the build of choice here for WhiteRa. Very powerful build, like I said, on this map. It's easy for Protoss players to get a contain against a Terran. And TLO here still hasn't thrown down another barracks, so he is going to be going for 1 barracks straight into command center. And wow, 1 barracks into command center is very weak against 3-gate Robo because of all that pressure and all that aggression that a Protoss player can apply, and the Terran player really doesn't have that many forces to defend with. And it looks like here TLO, instead of using his forces to defend, he is actually going to be moving out with a timing attack right when his stimpaks finish. And by doing this, he's actually trying to buy himself time, buy himself a window to get this command center down, even though he will have less production than the Protoss player. Note right now, WhiteRa should be throwing down a 3rd gateway. There we go. So it is going to be 3-gate Robo, and this is really nice from TLO, applying pressure so that the 3-gate Robo doesn't hit him. He's actually going to hit the Protoss player first. I like this. And here we go. 1 force field gets laid down, but at the end of the day, TLO doesn't really need to force himself into this situation. He just needs to apply some pressure, and he can fall back easy peasy. Picks off a probe as well that was out there, and he's actually gonna make his way up the ramp. Bad force field right there from WhiteRa, and another Marauder comes out from the backside. Oh wow, WhiteRa here in a lot of trouble. Good micro from TLO. He's running circles around the Stalkers and Zealots, and oh my goodness, WhiteRa, 1 false force field just might have cost him the game. These 3 Marauders are doing insane amounts of damage. Now it is down to 2 Marauders. They are still alive. goodness gracious. And the two Marauders are going to just limp their way out of there. But those two guys were heroes. Hero Marauders. Somebody give them the purple heart, the Medal of Honor, whatever it is. This guy had 0 kills. This guy had 6 kills. So I guess this guy was a KSer. But at the end of the day, that worked out beautifully for TLO. Way better than I would have thought it would have worked out. Because if TLO had not been aggressive, and if he had just went for 1 racks into command center, then he would have been in a lot of trouble when that 3-gate robo hit him. But this attack instead allowed him to whittle down WhiteRa's forces. WhiteRa's army is much smaller than it could have been, and TLO now has bought himself time to get more barracks up, get a factory up. He's actually not even going to go for the 4th barracks. He's just going to go straight into factory here. So TLO is looking quite good, and I'd expect him to lift off this command center in about the next 30 seconds or so. And try to secure that natural expansion. Maybe he's just waiting for the timing attack, which really isn't much of an attack at all. This is a very, very measly force of Protoss units. Looking at the Harvester count, both players dead even. Let's go ahead and take a look at WhiteRa's player cam view. Just slayed a Marine right there. Poor guy. And WhiteRa knows he is definitely a slight bit behind right now. His opening build, not as good. He is going to try to compensate by going for his Nexus down here in the corner. One comstat just revealed that. TLO now, let's go ahead to go to TLO's vision. He knows that the attack is coming very, very soon, and he is just waiting for that attack to happen. He's not going to lift off his command center yet. Just buying time, buying time. Very smart. And it looks like he's going to bring 1 Marauder down here just to push the probe away. And this is why I was talking. This is why this map is so brutal for Protoss versus Terran. When the Protoss goes 3-gate robo, that force field can really block out these forces, and it makes it very difficult. And a good Protoss player will always throw the stim down and cut the army in half. There it goes right there. Good stim by WhiteRa. Notice WhiteRa in a pretty good position right here, even though he lost so many forces from those 2 hero Marauders. And it looks like TLO, oh, another good force field. That's what I'm talking about. The TLO now focusing down on the Immortals first. He knows those are the most powerful unit right now. Picking that off, dancing this Marauder in the back to keep it away from the Zealots. Very nice play. And WhiteRa here doesn't really have that many ranged units to deal with these Marauders. He needs Stalkers, he needs Immortals. Where's his proxy pylons? He's not warping anything in. Oh no. He's actually going to overextend himself here. I don't like this at all. WhiteRa, you need to fall back. You're getting way too close into the mineral line now. And all these SCVs are just going to come out, and no, I don't think any of them are going to die at all. Very nice micro from TLO, keeping his Marauders in the back, picking off all of those forces. And at the end of the day, coming out ahead, now he's going to lift off that command center, and now he can safely grab the natural expansion. Very, very nice play. But at the same time, you know, WhiteRa not too bad at all. He noticed that he tried to compensate, like I said before, by going for this early expo while he was attacking, and he has actually gotten more mining time in than TLO has. So maybe he didn't overextend himself. Maybe he actually threw his units in there, sacrificed them all to buy more time so that he could mine from his double expo for a little bit longer and prevent this command center from landing down. So at the end of the day, it's still a very, very close game. In fact, I don't really know who's ahead at this point. I think both of them are pretty much dead even. TLO just has a slightly larger army size. Both players pretty much dead even in economy. And we're just waiting now. We're just waiting to see what happens. I think this is the point of the game where the Protoss player starts to mass up their nice Colossus ball, gets a nice mixture of units, and really starts to transition into the mid to late game. And this is the point of the game where TLO likes to be aggressive. When most Terran players would opt to sit back and try to pump up their economy, TLO says, hell no, screw that, I'm going in with my Helions, and I'm going to try to roast up some probes. But nice force fields right here from WhiteRa, preventing that from happening. But at the same time, here we go, 2 dropships loading up the forces, gonna go straight into the main, trying to take advantage of WhiteRa while his forces were out of position, gonna drop them right into the main base. TLO even dropping off an SCV or 2 here or there, and the Hellions also coming back for another round of fire. It is not gonna do too much damage. So, oh, the Colossus gets picked off by the Marauders. Good play. TLO now trying to focus on the robotics facility, picks that off as well. Beautiful play by TLO. And if TLO, oh my God, TLO has gotten better and better. Every time I watch a game of TLO, I just get more and more impressed. He's really just improved his game by leaps and bounds, and he's still that creative, micro-oriented player that we just love to watch and see. Now, WhiteRa, what are you going to do? WhiteRa, I'm a big fan of you too, buddy. We got to, I hope that WhiteRa can pull this together. I think he's fallen a little bit further behind thanks to that attack. But he's not out of the game yet. Certainly not. He is going to be able to pick off some lone marauders here or there. And I think right now, WhiteRa, you know, he's, like I said, he's not out of the game at all. He's just going to start to reestablish his economy a little bit, fix it here or there. There's just a little bit of a tear here, you know, a little bit of a dilapidation there. And he's going to, you know, repair everything and get everything back to full capacity. He does need to get a third expansion going down pretty soon. I would like to see him get the gold, though, because I'm pretty sure TLO, yeah, he's going to be getting a command center. I'm pretty sure TLO is going to opt to go for the